Hi, I'm Elsabet Jonas. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a dancer and choreographer, and I was one of the Crowd 2022 dance artists. I'm in my late 20s. I'm a black woman wearing a black woolly hat and a grey hoodie. And so a little bit about my highlights, my experience. I spent 2 weeks in Denmark and 2 weeks in Nottingham, hosted by Bora Bora and Fabric, who were absolutely amazing. I was partnered with an artist based in Denmark, and a lot of our most fruitful, insightful conversations happened, not in the studio actually, but over food, sharing a lot of our meals together. And actually that was a really key part of the residency because it is rooted in the cultural exchange. And in those moments, I got to challenge my own approach to my creativity and my community engaged practice. And I also got to ask a lot of questions that challenged my collaborators' perspective as well. So it was a really, really fruitful experience for me. I've told a lot of people about it, and I'm really excited for another group of artists, potentially you, to get to experience Crowd this year. So today I'm going to share the opportunity for dance artists to apply for the Crowd International Dance Exchange 2023 residency program. This is a shorter overview of the opportunity. You can access the full information in PDF and plain text versions of the call out at the Crowd website. That's www.crowd.dance. The Crowd Network is committed to promoting a diverse and inclusive community, and the partners encourage applications from artists from underrepresented backgrounds. There are bursaries and support in place to accommodate applicants with additional access needs or caring responsibilities, and the partners would also be happy to discuss any of this prior to submitting an application. Support can also be given when making an application. You'll find an email address to contact the project manager on the Crowd website. Just so you know, this information has been recorded in London on Friday, the 27th of January. All the information is current as of today, and just so I get the details correct for you, I'll be reading from a script for most of the film. I'm now going to talk you through the call out. So let's start with an overview of the opportunity. The Crowd Network is looking for dance artists from across Denmark, England, Finland, Iceland, Ireland, the Netherlands, the state of North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany, and Scotland to apply for the 2023 dance residency program. The deadline to apply is Monday, the 20th of March at 10 a.m. UK time. Crowd supports dance artists who have an established practice in community-engaged dance making to build their professional network, exchange experience with others, and develop their practice whilst generating new knowledge about community engagement in dance. The network of dance organisations will select 10 dance artists who will exchange and collaborate. The dance artists will work in pairs and come together twice for 2-week residencies between July and October 2023. The residencies will be hosted in their home country and abroad. The residencies are an opportunity for focused work on your own and your partner's practice. You will also be expected to engage in online discursive sessions around community engagement in dance. There are no expectations to create a performance or a product as part of the residency, so you don't need to apply with an existing project plan. You're welcome to apply with general ideas for the residency that might refer to your artistic approach. If you are selected, the details of your residency will be discussed between you, your paired artist, and your residency hosts. So, what are the important features of the Crowd Residency Programme? International exchange and dialogue, space to focus and reflect on your own practice and your own community, curiosity, and generosity are all key elements. With this in mind, the Crowd Network is seeking curious, open artists with a collaborative outlook who are interested in how working with a wide range of people and different life experiences informs your creative practice in different contexts and across borders. The network is interested in how you value and empower communities to engage with dance and creative projects. To apply, you must be a dance artist with experience of engaging with communities in your dance practice. You must apply as an individual and be able to commit to the dates of the 2 residencies you will participate in, as well as any digital sessions. The working language across the program will be English, so a reasonable amount of knowledge is required. When selecting the artists, the Crowd partners will take into account the applicants' flexibility, open-mindedness, and willingness to collaborate and share knowledge internationally between artists and institutions. They are looking for a clear articulation of your research and questions stemming from your practice in community engagement. I'll take you through some frequently asked questions in the final part of the film, but for now, here's some important information about the call-out. Just to reiterate, the application deadline is 10 a.m. UK time on Monday, the 20th of March, 2023. Applicants must be available for at least the 2-week residency in their home country and a 2-week residency abroad. Residencies will take place across Europe from early July until early October. You can view the details of dates and locations as well as information about each residency host within the application pack. Exact artist and host pairings will be decided as part of the shortlisting. The more residencies that you are available for, the more likely that we are able to find you the perfect match. Now for the important part. The fee is €3,200, aka £2,800 per artist. This includes 4 weeks of residencies plus preparation and the additional digital sessions across the year. Expenses are covered in addition to the fee, so this includes your travel, accommodation, and per diems. The per diems rate is €50 or £45 per night away. Crowd is able to offer bursaries to those with additional access needs or caring responsibilities. I'll touch on this again in the frequently asked questions section. Insurance such as health and travel insurance is the responsibility of the artist. So, how do you apply? First, please check that you are eligible before completing an application. You can apply via a Google form linked from the Crowd website's homepage. In the form, you'll have the opportunity to link to an audio or video application or to upload a single PDF document. Your application should include a 1-page letter or up to 4-minute video or audio outlining your motivation for taking part, relating to your experience and willingness to share with and learn from peers, and a current CV or career biography. Applications must be submitted in English. Decisions will be made by the partners and communicated to all applicants by the 21st of April 2023. So, as I mentioned earlier, I was one of the Crowd artists for 2022, and I had an incredible experience, which is why I'm so excited to share this with you. But between you and I, artist to artist, if you are feeling a little bit stuck with the application or you're not really sure where to begin, I thought it may be useful to give you a few prompts. You can use them to write it. You can also just use them to start brainstorming ways of approaching the application. But here's a couple of things that you can maybe think about. My first thing would be, what sort of things are you always thinking about when it comes to your community engaged practice? So what is already happening? What are you already doing? And starting to question within your own practice. It might be something that you realize comes up a lot. It might be something that you've been pushing to the back of your mind. It might be something that you haven't had the time or resources to think about and explore. So what is that thing that you're always thinking about? Maybe lead with that. What barriers are you experiencing within your practice, and how can you use this residency to ask those questions? So think about how you can make the residency work for you as much as what you're going to bring to the residency in a way of exchanging. So this is a really brilliant opportunity to have the space and time and support to explore some of those things, right? So whatever barriers you might be facing now, this framework might really be a fruitful way of you not facing those barriers for a couple of weeks, but instead getting time to question them and kind of prod at them with other people, okay? So note what those barriers are and how can this residency help you question them. Finally, so not to overwhelm you, what is your authentic approach and your personal connection to community engaged work? So what I mean by that is nobody is you. So what is your personal connection to why you do what you do? Crowd want to hear about that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people applying. You need to be you in that application. And so really think about, because you're already a practitioner, you're already doing the thing. So what is your personal connection to it? And let there be room in the application for you to highlight what that is. Be yourself, be authentic, let that shine through. And I'm wishing you all the best with the application. Go for it, just go for it. Finally, here are some frequently asked questions from possible applicants about the call-out and residency program. What do you mean by dance artist? So the Crowd Network is looking for professional dance makers, practitioners. They are not looking for students of dance or those who engage in community dance activities as a participant. What do you mean by community engagement? Crowd recognizes that the term can be understood differently by different people and in different contexts. Crowd hasn't defined the practice. It is open-minded and welcomes applications from those practicing community engagement in dance in its many forms. What type of support will I receive from the network partners and hosts? Residency hosts will enable connections with their local community, and external facilitators will support participating artists throughout the residencies. So alongside the residencies themselves, you'll have the opportunity to engage more broadly with the network through digital sessions. Are there any expected outputs or outcomes from the residency? The short answer is no. However, the partners do expect you to use the two residencies for focused development of your community engagement practice, and to do that in close exchange with the artist you're paired with, as well as your host organization. So you'll be expected to share insights and practice-based discoveries with the network, as well as more publicly through contributions to the Crowd blog and other promotional materials. What are the next steps following my application? Your application will be reviewed by the shortlisting panel, which will include diversity and disability across the network. A final decision on artist pairings will be taken in April, and Crowd will be in touch with all applicants by the 21st of April. Given the likely number of applications, the network will not be able to offer individual feedback to unsuccessful applicants. Selected artists will then work with their hosting organisations and paired artists to develop a plan and a schedule for each 2-week residency in order that they achieve the goals of all involved. What type of support will be available to disabled dance artists? The network strives to make Crowd accessible. Please contact us if you're looking for support in making an application. There are bursaries and support in place to accommodate applicants with additional access needs or caring responsibilities. And where venues have access limitations, they will discuss possibilities with applicants on a case-by-case basis. What type of bursary support will be available to dance artists with additional access needs or caring responsibilities? It's likely that some applicants will need support to be able to participate in Crowd. For example, you may need to bring a companion to travel with you, or you need to bring a dependent to the residencies and would benefit from support with caring for that person. If this is you, please include this in your application and provide as much information as possible. How does Crowd minimize its environmental impact? The Crowd partners endeavor to uphold high standards. They will aim to minimize the project's ecological impact through digital communication and limiting air travel. Where possible, they will ask participating artists to consider land and sea travel. If you have further questions which have not been covered here, you can get in touch with us before applying. Please see www.crowd.dance for contact details. I hope you found this short film useful. Further information can be found on the website and in the application pack. If you want to refer back to something that I've said, we've also included the time codes of the different sections from this film in the description below. Best of luck with your application.